Hello. Hello. How are you? Good?
Yeah.
I'm a bit nervous. You're going to ask me questions.
Yes, pretty much.
So children, thank you so much for being here today, and we are joined by Sir Keir Starmer, the Labour leader. Thank you, Sir Keir, for joining us.
Not at all, thank you for having me.
Now, Sir Keir Starmer, you are obviously Labour leader, which is the second biggest political party in UK Parliament, and you want to be the next Prime Minister. And these wonderful children here have got lots of questions all about the cost of living crisis.
Fantastic.
So let's get started. And the first question is, Lewis, take it away.
If you got in as Prime Minister, what would you do?
On the cost of living crisis, we need to get the prices down because, as you know, many people can't afford the simple things that they need, particularly this winter. It's very, very tough. Most important thing is to keep the bills down, energy bills, those bills to heat your house. Obviously, that's got to be paid for. And one of the things that we're all asked as politicians is how are you going to pay for that then? And as you may know, there's massive oil and gas companies who've made lots and lots of profit that they didn't expect to make, and we say you should use tax from some of that to help pay for those bills. But in the long run, we need to change the energy we use to renewables, wind, sun, which will help us with security and help on the climate change issues that we've got, and that's really important for all of you.
Knickknacks and Space Raiders went from £1 to £1.50 in a week. Will there be more increases?
I'm afraid there probably will, because these price increases are driven by that combination of the war in Ukraine, COVID, and what I think is the mismanagement of our country over the last 12 years. On the cost of living, I'd love to sit here and say to you, it'll be all right in a week or 2 weeks or after Christmas. I don't think it will. I think it's going to be really, really tough this winter for many families.
Children are still going hungry at school. Should school dinners be free for every child? Will this ever be possible?
I'd like to see a situation where it was available for everyone. Obviously, everything's got to be paid for and costed. But what I'd like more than that is not to be in a situation where we need it in the first place. Because I don't want to live in a society where people have to go to food banks to live. I want to live in a society where people have got enough money in the first place to be able to get the food that they need.
We are worried about strikes, especially teachers. Can you promise more money for schools?
Look, our schools do need more money, and there won't be anybody in this building that disagrees with that. I don't want teachers to go on strike, if I'm honest about it, and I don't think teachers want to go on strike. But whether it's teachers or you may have heard that nurses are also almost certainly going to go on strike. None of us want that to happen, but we do need a government that sorts out the problems. At the moment, I think we've got a government that sits on its hands and doesn't sort out the problems. What do you think about teachers going on strike? Is that from your point of view?
Well, we have a lot of people going on strike nowadays, and because them wages don't cover the cost of living. For example, Royal Mail, they're all going on strike, and other types of workers, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for most people that we want them to reduce that so that the public are getting what they need, and the workers are getting their wages that can at least cover the cost of living.
Yeah, well, I think you're absolutely spot on there. Lots of people are feeling they can't make ends meet, and whether that's paying the bills, which people are really struggling with, or just when they go shopping, etc. Many people have said to me, Keir, when I go to the supermarket now, I sort of pick something up, look at the price of it, and put it back down again, whereas only 6 months, a year ago, I might have bought it. So it's, what we really need is to make sure everybody's got the wage that they deserve and that they can actually make ends meet. So it's very, very important.
Well, thank you all so much for your questions, and thank you, Sir Keir, for your time
No,
today.
thank you. That's been fantastic, and lots for me to think about on the way home, which is always good. Thank you very much for your time. Nice to see you.
Thank you.